Hello YouTube, this is Tordek1265 and today I'm going to show you how to build a gatehouse for a castle. This gate moves up and down, it has buttons on both sides, you can open it and close it. The gravel pushes it up, goes back down. On the inside you can use the button on the inside or the outside. It closes the gate like that. So I'm just going to head out in this field here and I'm going to set one up for you and teach you how to build it. Let's go ahead and get started here. So this here is going to be our button. Our open and close buttons will be right here. This one will be open, this one will be closed. We're going to put levers on them as well, just for demonstration purpose, so that we can have a sustained current for setting up the pistons. This is a bit helpful. If you're building it in a gatehouse like that, you may want to put a lever on the wall at first, just so you can test it. If you need to send a pulse, just give it a flick. It's a lot helpful for setting up. So we're going to go ahead and start right here. We'll have the this whole thing is going to be built underground, of course, so that way it's on surface level. I'm going to build this entire thing on the surface, so that way you can see how it really works. You will need some sticky pistons for this project. Only the bottom 4 pistons will need to be sticky pistons. Everything else you can use regular pistons for. I know slime balls are hard to come by, especially if you're playing single player and you're not that familiar with mob spawning mechanics. So this can be a little difficult to come by, but you will only need 4 of them. Then on top of those, directly on top, you're going to place 4 regular pistons. And then for the first part of this circuit, you will need some repeaters, which I neglected to bring with me. So you're going to plug them in the bottom like this. Set them to the maximum setting. The delay is important for these bottom pistons in order for them to properly retract the top pistons. Then you can just wire them up like this. Looks like this is going to be our open button here. So we'll just have this wired like that. And we'll turn this on. Pushes up, pulls back down. And now we're going to need a we're going to need to put the gravel in first, actually. So let me just get up here. You can use gravel or sand if you'd like, but it does need to be a gravity block. So either of those will work fine. I'm using gravel because I like the way it looks across the bottom of the gate. Then we're going to put our gate in here. There we go. Alright, so this here is going to be ground level. Actually, you know what? We're going to need to move up one. So we'll push that up one. The issue that you're going to have is the floor would have conflicted with some of the wiring there. So this will be our ground level here. So this is, let me see here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall of gravel. And you can actually expand this to be a wider gate if you would like to. There are limitations, of course, but this is a small one. You could build this 8 wide, you could build this 10 wide. I imagine you could even build it 15 wide. That would be a little bit ridiculous, but it's probably possible. This is, you can just repeat this design over and over and expand it to be wide as you need it to be. So here we have the bottom we're setting up. Now you're going to need to set up a torch for this here to power these blocks. So you're going to count this block, skip 1, and then right here place a block. And then on that block, wow, I don't have torches either. You're going to place the torches just like that. And then those torches, which are currently powered, those will need to be inverted. So what you're going to do is put wire across the top. This is where you would have run into an issue with your floor. That would have been your floor there. And you don't really want your redstone running across the top of your floor. So then we're going to do this here. We're going to put a block there. Run some redstone into it. This will be our inverter. There are more compact ways of setting this up. I'm just going to do a really basic one for now. There we go. Those torches are disabled. When I flip this lever, these torches will go on, those torches will go on. The gate goes up. When I push this, when I pull the lever again, because of the delay, the top pistons will retract first, and they'll be pulled back down by the sticky pistons on the bottom. And that allows the gate to remain in the upward position and remove the gravel. This is where the pulse comes into play. Obviously, if you had a lever flipped, you'd still have a lot of gravel in the way. If you use the button, it'll go up, come back down, and the gate will stay in place. So now you're going to have the ceiling will be here. This is a 3-block tall ceiling, so it will look very nice when you implement it in an actual structure. And the gate will be 2 blocks high when it's pushed up, so you'll still be able to see the bottom of it. It'll look like a gate. I do not know if you can use double pistons, if you can use triple pistons with this design. I'm not really sure. It gets a lot more complicated after that because of the delays and things like that. So really you can only get a gate to go 2 blocks high with this. There are of course other ways of doing this, but this is a simple one that's very compact and easy to implement. So now the gate is up here, and now we're going to build the array on the top to push the gate back down. So we'll start here with, we need to use a block to place it on here. See if I can reach this. There we go. They need to be upside down like this. And you will need another row on top here. There we go. Get rid of these. And the top blocks here, just run some redstone across. So when the power passes into that redstone wiring, the dirt blocks will be powered, and then the power will pass through there and into these pistons. So now we need the signal to go up. So what we're going to do is, over here we're going to build a little array. This is going to be our gate closing switch. So we'll come over here, block here. That is technically an inverter. We're going to place a block on that. This is a good way to get signal to climb straight up. You can actually place the block on the torch if you aim carefully. As you can see, it's every other torch is activated. These are all inverters, but this is a good way to get your signal to climb straight up if you need to do that. There's another method to get it to climb straight down. That's it's a 2x1 sort of rocking back and forth with inverters on the side. I can demonstrate that later if you'd like to know how to do that, which I did use in there. It makes it a lot more compact. The thing you have to be aware of when you do this, that's nice. Thing you have to be aware of is that when you get to where you're going, you may need to add another inverter, just because if it's an even number or an odd number, you will have either power or no power, which may or may not be what you need at the time. So we'll add here one more. And we are actually going to need an additional inverter, which we'll put on the side there. There. So we actually don't need this. So when I push the button on the bottom, the power will pass all the way up through this column and into here, activating this redstone wire, pushing the top piston. Then we're going to need the same sort of device that we had on the bottom there, only it will be here. And with torches here. Whoops. There we go. Redstone on the top. Make it day again so you guys can see. And then you just need to pass power into those as well. And also it's important that the top pistons expand first. because they won't be able to move the bottom pistons if the bottom pistons are already expanded. So what I recommend doing here is there are obviously more compact ways of doing this, but what I'm going to do here, I'll just build a little. That's not going to work here. Alright, we'll just do a staircase going down. Let's see. You basically just need this. This whole current here has to be a compact, or not compact, a single current. So you'll do it like this. There we go. That'll be all one current. That way, and then these are activated right now. These are going to need another inverter, so we'll put an inverter. Let's see where we can put that. Maybe here. Yeah, there's the issue with it passing sideways. Let's go look over here at what I did originally. Yeah, I just had it. I had the current run a little bit differently on this one, and then on this one it was over the top. So it looks like I just went along the side and inverted it like that. There is different ways to make it fit based on where you're working. There are multiple ways you can do it. Really just do whatever is working for you in the amount of space you have. So this will probably work for us. There we go. Now let's send a pulse through the bottom. See if this works good for us. There we go. So the gate's closed here, as you can see. Push this. Gate goes up. Gravel comes down. The gate is open. Then we'll push the close button. Gate closes. You won't be able to see this room here. That'll be the ceiling. That'll be the floor. And the way this works, there will be a space left between these two rows of pistons. But when the gate is pushed up, that piston row gets pushed back into their current position. And that way, when you're ready to apply power here, they'll be pushed back where they need to be, and then powered by this row of torches here. So as you can see, it's not that complicated to build. It's just got a couple of inverters in the right places. This delay at the bottom is important. You can't, because of the gravity blocks, you can't have the space between the pistons here like you can on the top. So in order to prevent that, put a row of inverters on max setting on the bottom. And that way, as you can see, it will go, the top torches will turn on first, but they won't pass their power to these pistons until they get pushed up and high enough to receive that power. And then when you turn it off, the top torches disable first, and allowing the bottom pistons to pull them back down. So it's not that difficult of a design. It's actually really nice to implement. It can add a lot of style to a castle or to a gatehouse like this. And it's really a nice touch to certain things. You can replace the top block there. I used glowstone for mine, so I could have a little light at night. You could see the gate. But you could use cobblestone or anything like that if you don't want to be able to see the pistons. Like as you can see here, if you're in the gate, you'll be able to look up and see the pistons. Just replace your top here with some cobblestone. You could also move this higher and put a cobblestone there if you wanted the gate to be bigger. But yeah, it's not that difficult to build. It's really fun. I recommend to anybody who hasn't worked with redstone yet to play around with it. It's a lot of fun, and you can build some really nice things with it. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone liked this tutorial, and Have a nice day.